Dear Mother, I managed to keep the captain from noticing that I brought strangers onto the ship. We got dinner out without too much fuss. The captain was pleased with the stew that Vix made, so overall it was a decent service. I ran into Merritt again. He was as cocky as he ever is. He wanted to know why I had come back to the ship, commented on how when people left they didn't normally return. I told him I was here on behalf of Dominic. I don't know if he believed me. It turned out that he has watch tonight guarding the coal storage. I talked him into letting me take his shift to try and figure out what's going on. Perhaps if I can find out who's taking the coal, we can use that information as leverage in our operation. Upon inspecting the area around the storage, I noticed that there was an abundance of large frog-like footprints. I didn't recognize them as any species I had come across before. Silver didn't recognize them either. Hopefully we can gather more information while we're watching tonight. Watch well. Raz.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Delve and Dash. This is episode 4 right here at Proficiency Bonus. My name is Michael, your most humble and merciful dungeon master for this evening. As you got a really quick recap from our own Raz from the last time that we were here. Last week we did not stream because it was Thanksgiving here in the States, so we enjoyed some time with family and friends and an awful lot of food. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in. I did make some adjustments to my audio settings, so if you're watching on Twitch and there's something going completely bonkers with the audio tonight, please let me know in the Twitch chat, and I'll make sure to get those fixed up. Real quick shout out to DiceBard, our most recent sponsor. You can go ahead over to dicebard.com or type in !Dicebard in the chat to get a link to their website where you can order some awesome dice and use the coupon code PROBO for free expedited shipping on your order. So thank you, DiceBard. We do appreciate it. And guys, we're gonna go ahead and jump right back into the adventure. Seems kind of hard to get off running again, after 2 weeks, but we're gonna keep rolling. Last week, not only did Raz have that recap, but also Franklin had his own little encounter with Merritt aboard the ship, where Franklin it's almost like they were like chest bumping to each other.
Are you sure his name wasn't Megan or something?
Megan, that's right. Yeah, Megan or what? Franklin just couldn't quite get his name correct, and I think that tells us a little bit about Franklin and his character as well. So I think that's amazing. Right at the end of the session, though, you guys, Franklin was headed towards Raz and Vix, who were kind of making their way down to the bottom floor of this ship called the Lockjaw, as they were preparing to set up some type of way where they could find out exactly what was happening to the missing coal aboard the ship. And because Raz agreed that she was going to take the shift of Merritt for the evening. But all of a sudden, these frogs, the sounds of these frogs chirping and croaking just started to get extremely loud outside. Those of you at home are probably hearing these loud chirps of many frogs. So, adventurers, what would you like to do?
I mean, me and Vix are still heading back towards the coal storage because I don't think we heard anything.
I think at the very end, you guys were hearing Franklin kind of calling towards you as you guys were headed down the stairs. So it's kind of up to you what you guys would like to do at this point as you are hearing these. Franklin definitely is hearing them. It sounds like hundreds of frogs.
If I hear Franklin yelling for us, I quickly let go of Raz's hand and hold on to her leg because I'm super scared. I guess the story could wait till later.
I guess you still owe me though.
Okay.
I want to hear it.
I'll make sure to tell you eventually.
I would turn around and look for Franklin.
Okay. Franklin, are you headed down to meet them?
Yeah, I gotta let him know.
Okay. So the large turtle starts to make his way down the steps. You guys are just kind of like down one half, kind of like to the landing of the next floor whenever Franklin approaches.
What's going on, Franklin?
Well, there's a lot of frogs croaking, and that could easily be an issue.
Is there any particular croaking, or is it just more?
Do you not hear it?
Do I hear it? It's a good question.
Yeah, you guys can hear it.
Okay.
It's really stinking loud. Like, you don't think you've ever heard this many frogs in one place. Ever.
And so this hadn't happened when I was on the ship before.
It happened occasionally for you, Raz.
Okay.
You've heard this before, but the rest of the party, even probably Franklin probably hasn't heard anything like this before. And he's been in this place for a long time, like.
Does it seem like they're aggressive with their croaking, or just being loud?
Make a nature check for me.
Can I assist?
Sure. How are you going to assist?
I think just based on having past experience with,
Sure.
like, sort of
Okay.
noise.
Yeah, with your experience.
Giving
sure.
more of a sample size.
Yeah.
18 with her assistance.
18 with her assistance. Okay. Aggression, you don't really get aggression. Distraction, perhaps?
The real question is, should I cast Speak with Animals?
That is up to you.
Yes, I'm going to cast Speak with Animals so I can understand them.
You can understand what they're croaking?
Yeah.
Okay. With the amount of frogs that are speaking at once, it sounds like you're standing in a crowded stadium. And everybody is cheering and chanting and yelling different things at one another. You can't pick out anything in particular, but you hear all these frogs basically just barking at one another. And it almost feels like just to be heard, just to make noise.
Well, it sounds like they're just making noise.
They've done this every once in a while. Never seemed... Nothing ever seemed to come of it. So...
I'm gonna croak back, complimenting their croaking.
as Franklin begins to croak out into the darkness of this swampy area, you start to hear some talking back towards you, Franklin, and you hear a bunch of croaks of "Thank you, we've been working on it. It's a pleasure. We appreciate it." Just all these gestures of thanks towards you.
It sounds like they're being pretty friendly.
Well, that's good. We should keep an eye out just in case anything strange. Or if there's any sign of, like, any of the big frogs that...
Make an intelligence check for me, Raz.
Okay. That's only a 9.
Only a 9. Okay.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that's a good idea.
Yeah. Because we noticed some footprints around the coal storage that looked frog-like, and so if we can keep an eye out for that, that'd be good. If you guys don't mind helping with that?
I don't mind at all.
I mean, I'm not sure how much of a help I'll be, but I can try.
I think maybe you can help me stay awake, Vix. Tell me the story, and so that I don't, doze off and
Sure.
miss anything.
I would love to tell you the story.
Great.
Franklin, in your head,
want the story.
how long does the spell Speak with Animals last?
I was just about to tell you that it lasts for 10 minutes and does not require concentration.
Okay, yeah, so continually you're hearing these voices of frogs. Basically going, one starts going, noise, 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 and then you hear a couple that are like, just starts going like that, and then another one comes like, and stop acting like that. No, you stop it. Noise, 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 noise.
So this way,
this is in
our
your head.
global
Like,
friend never really has an opportunity to tell the story. I am purposely copying whatever they say, to this way the party knows what the frog.
I am definitely just staring at Franklin.
Franklin is just repeating all of this.
He has lost his mind.
I'm also staring at Franklin as if Franklin has lost his mind. We're making the same face.
Everybody is just staring at Franklin right now.
Well, it's what frogs are saying.
Okay. Maybe if you just want to let us know if they say any more, like, words that are important.
All of a sudden, Franklin says, "Get your leg out of my side," as he repeats what one of the frogs have just said.
Hey, get your leg out of my side.
That are important. Like,
Hey, that was
a
my
warning.
fly.
Ooh, look at that moth! Look at that moth! Get it! Oh, no, get it! Noise, 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 noise.
how about just once you're done with all this, you can just tell us if there's any main parts. I want to go get set up for this evening, if that's...
Ooh, I can make...
okay.
Oh, I know what I can do! I can splash! I can splash! Oh, no. Ooh, splash! You splash too! Hey, everybody splash! How many more minutes are left in this spell?
It's a 10-minute spell.
I casually back away.
Yeah,
I slip away
I'm
from the
also backing
situation
away.
and hope that he doesn't notice.
I have a passive perception of 14. Do I notice?
Go ahead and make a stealth check, Vix.
I am also backing away.
Okay, stealth
I
check.
will also roll stuff.
21.
Okay.
And I got a 20.
A 20. Yeah, Franklin, after about 2 or 3 more minutes of just repeating everything these frogs are saying outside, you all of a sudden look around and you are all by yourself.
It's okay, I can communicate with the frogs.
Okay. Vix and Raz, you guys make your way downstairs. Now, down here, the frog noises are somewhat suppressed. Like, you don't hear them as much, but you start to hear the muffle of the engine. And it just sounds like this constant churning of gears. Even though the ship is halted, the engine kind of continues to run to keep the gears, moving. It doesn't ever completely stop.
Yeah.
It doesn't freeze up. And you would know that, Raz, from your experience. So you're not only hearing this muffled kind of engine noise, but you're hearing the muffles of the frog chorus outside. It's harder to hear with the engine going, but you guys make your way down in front of this coal storage, where it looks as if Silver is getting his bedroll prepared and getting ready for the evening.
Oh, hello, Master Silver. How's it going? I mean, Silver, don't hurt me.
Why would I hurt you?
Because I called you Master again. You told me not to anymore.
I don't think that would cause me to hurt you. I just don't like you calling me Master. It's got a weird, weird sound to it.
Okay. I'm sorry.
You all joining me for this night, I'm assuming?
Yep. And I believe Franklin is going to keep watch out on deck, see if he sees anything. But yeah, we are... Since it's getting dark, it's officially time for watch to start, so...
I'm just about done with my bedroll, so we're good there.
Perfect.
And we
Perfect.
take a quick pan to the top of the deck where Franklin is leaning over the edge of the deck, like out towards all these frogs. What would some of the things that Franklin would be saying to these frogs right now?
I asked them how their day has been, how their evening is going,
Okay.
and if I'm croaking correctly.
A lot of them are kind of replying back, fine. Narrowly dodged being eaten by a crocodile. Had a couple of mosquito snacks. One larger frog said it almost caught a sturge, but unfortunately the sturge was able to break its sticky tongue grasp and get away. One of them says, the night's going okay, but wish it wasn't so crowded in here. And you get a lot that say to compliment your croaking. It's pretty good. It's a little bit deep for them. It's a little bit lower pitched. So some of the dialect is a little hard to understand, but they're catching on.
Sounds good.
And we pan back downstairs to the rest of the group. So Silver's got his bedroll ready. You guys ready for the evening then? Is that basically what are you gonna do for the evening, Raz? Like, what is your... I know you guys said that Silver was going to lay on his bedroll directly in front of the inside of the door, so that if anybody tried to push the door open inside, it would just bump into him.
Yeah,
Okay.
and my plan is to sit out on the outside of the door and keep watch.
Okay, just on the outside?
Mhm.
Okay. And is Vix going to be there with you, Raz, or is he going to be inside the room with Silver?
He owes me a story, so he's going to be out with me.
Okay. So yeah.
So I imagine it's like a wooden chair, like with like 4 legs, right? That
I
you're
don't even know
sitting
if
in.
we'd have a chair.
Probably
Okay.
just sitting right up with your backs against the door, probably.
Oh,
Just
okay,
like...
okay. I just sit right next to her, just like with my little feet like waving.
All right. So go ahead and tell her a story.
Okay, so how I got the costumes? I'll take out the little bear and the little knight costume, and I'll just flop them out onto the floor. So I was wondering, because I got kicked out of my village a long time ago, and I was going through this village, and there were a bunch of little children. I guess they were running around getting little tiny balls in different sizes of stuff from random houses, like sweets, I guess. And I ran into this one group of kids, and they thought I was another kid, so I just walked around with them, and I got some candies, and then I went with them back to their house, and we went inside, and when we got inside, they took the costumes off and put on regular clothes. And then I went to the bathroom, I guess, to take off my clothes too. But I didn't have any clothes. But their costumes were right there. And my shadow told me to take them. So I took them, and I ran out the house to the forest. And that's how I got the costumes.
Does your shadow often tell you to do things?
Sometimes.
It would be interesting what would have happened had you done the trick like you did in the bar and changed how you appeared.
Oh, I didn't know how to do that yet.
Ah. I guess for some that comes later.
Yeah, I was learning. I got cool costumes though.
They are very cool, yes. Very, very nice. Have you used them often?
Just that one instance where I threw them at the alligator.
We'll have to find a time.
Okay, sounds wonderful. I would love to.
So good. So good. Some time passes. Silver, would you be going to sleep or...
Yes, I would be.
Okay. Franklin, I need you to go ahead as you're outside. A little bit of time passes. Make a perception check for me, please.
That'll be a natural 20.
Oh, are you serious? So what's your perception bonus with it?
24.
24. As you're looking around and all these frogs are still chirping outside, you see some ripples in the water below the edge of the ship, kind of like moving from the back of the ship towards the front of the ship. And you see a little set of eyes kind of poke up from the water. And then all of a sudden, like something dove down into the water very quickly. The water kind of splashes a little bit, and those ripples kind of dissipate and disappear.
That was probably a gator, wasn't it?
You're not 100% sure, but it looked like there were more than one of them.
Oh boy. So I will make my way to the bottom of deck. Not stealthy at all.
Okay.
And knock on the door.
Well, actually, before you get to the door, you can see that Raz and Vix are just sitting around having some story time in front of the door as you walk down to the engine room.
Well, I just got to see some bubbling along the side of the ship. Some eyes poke out, but it didn't seem like an alligator to me.
What size were the eyes?
What size were the eyes?
Do you have dark vision?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Based on how dark it was hard for you to tell. They looked kind of like crocodile eyes, but they were farther apart. Like there was more space in between them.
Well, it looked kind of like crocodile eyes, but the eyes were too far apart.
What side of the boat were they on?
What side of the boat were they on?
I guess it would be the southern side of because the boat is kind of going east to west. Mm-hmm. So we'll say the southern side is where Franklin was doing most of his looking.
On the south side.
And is the coal storage in the middle of the ship, like near one end, or is it off to one side or the other?
It's probably more towards the front of the ship. Not super far up front, but closer to the front as if you were looking at it.
I meant like
probably more so towards
south
the front.
or north or south side.
It's
in the center?
It's kind of in the center. Be the center.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it wasn't like anything you've seen. You didn't recognize it. I think I would bang on the door.
Okay.
To wake Silver up.
So it's like Silver.
I just got to sleep. What?
Sorry, Silver. Could you just do a quick round of the coal storage? Franklin saw something strange, and I just want to make sure there's nothing has managed to sneak in through some other way.
Sure. I will take out a torch. So I'm assuming, is it dark in this room with me? Or is there light in this room?
There is a little. It probably wouldn't be a good idea to have a candle lit in a coal storage.
Yeah, no.
Probably not.
So it's probably dark in here. Yeah.
Okay.
Or there might be like a glass lantern.
Yeah, there probably is a lantern, but it's probably not lit. You probably put it out to go to sleep.
Well, okay. I'll prestidigitation that lantern to be on again so I can see.
All right.
And I'm just gonna quickly glance around. Not even gonna get up. Just glance around the room.
Okay. As you're looking around the room, it doesn't appear like anything is in the room with you. And as that happens, you, Raz, Franklin, and Vix hear, And as you look,
What is it saying?
the 10 minutes was already up for your spell, so you can't
man.
understand this. But you look towards where the 2 steps from either side open up into this hallway, and you can see there are about 3 to 5 frog-looking humanoids with tattered leather armor holding some crude wooden spears. And they're looking towards you almost as if they have this expression of aggravation. And they're starting to chirp towards you with these frog-like sounds.
How far away from us are they?
I will say hello in
15 feet.
Aquan.
You say hello in Aquan?
Yes.
They just look at each other and look back at you and go...
I could hope.
Yeah, this isn't a language that I don't think any of you have heard before.
It's called Gripply, but none of us speak.
Can I quickly silent image around us by the door? From like, how wide are the hallways?
Probably about 10 foot.
And how tall are the hallways?
Probably roughly the same. Probably, or actually for a ship, it'd probably be more like 8.
Okay, I just want to make like a cube that looks exactly like the wall from side to side around us.
Okay.
To make them think there's a wall there.
Okay. And silent image, it doesn't really require you to roll or anything. It just happens. Is that what?
Yeah, it just happens, and
okay.
A creature can use its action to examine the image and determine that it's an illusion with a successful intelligence investigation check.
Okay. How far in front of you are you placing the wall? Like directly in front of you?
I'd put it centered in the hallway on us.
Okay.
Basically.
Okay.
So we're in it, and the walls are on the outside of us.
Okay.
Basically.
Okay. So they all look at each other very confused. And 2 of them start kind of slowly making their way towards where they thought they saw you.
I'm going to cast Shillelagh.
Okay. Is that a vocal spell as well? Does that...
Give me a moment and I could easily look up the somatics because I have this beautiful app.
All right.
And I'm going to draw my short bow.
Oh yeah, it's verbal, somatic, and material, so I'm going to whisper it.
Okay. Whisper in Shillelagh as all these vines start wrapping around your quarterstaff, getting yourself ready. They kind of look at each other, hearing these weird sounds of whispering coming from this location. You hear them just going. You can see the 2 in the back have these kind of like brown bags hanging over one shoulder. They look empty, and they're just hanging about down to their waist. And they're the two up front are kind of slowly getting closer to this wall. They're going to go ahead and inspect it as they get close. They're like, you guys can see them. They're only about 5 foot away from you as they're inspecting the wall. Investigation checks. Those are intelligence based, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, there's nothing in this room in here, so I'm going back to sleep.
Okay.
You
can actually hear these croaks.
Oh. Okay.
You can hear the croaks. They're being loud enough that you can hear them. They're just looking at this wall. They're putting their hands like up to it.
If they touch it, their hands go through.
Their hands go through. So one hand goes, and they just start like, and then the other, then 2 in the back with the bags, and the one it's kind of holding a spear with 2 hands now, kind of cautiously start moving their way down towards where you guys are as well. Only about 10 feet away. It looks like they're kind of seeing
fire
through.
A shot at them.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Make your shot.
I would open the door and see what these noises were.
Yep, as soon as you open the door, Silver, you see these 5 frog-like humanoids, probably stand between 4.5, 5 foot tall, maybe. Look exactly like frogs, just walking, talking like a humanoid would, except their own language. And they've got these leather pieces of armor attached, and these simple spears. Very similar to what Franklin found whenever you guys found those skeletons before. When you guys took down those crocodiles. So, go ahead and roll your attack as you're going to fire on one of the ones up front.
I got a 24.
You got a 24. That is going to hit. You can roll your damage.
Okay. So yes, that one. Say 3 + 3 is 6, and I'm gonna aim for like a shoulder to try and like incapacitate an arm, but not actually necessarily kill.
Okay. Yeah, you do that. You take your bow back, you draw. I guess it's a bow, right?
It's a short bow.
Short bow. So you take your arrow, you knock your arrow, you draw your short bow back, and you let go. It only goes about 10 feet and sticks right directly in the shoulder where you were trying to hit your mark. And all of a sudden, they just start leaving us out this croak of pain, like. Argh! And I need everybody to go ahead and roll initiative for me, please.
I guess.
All right. Did anybody get over a 20? No. Okay. How about anybody over a 15?
I got 19.
19
I
and 18?
also got a 19.
19 and 19.
Really?
We all got 19? Dang.
In order for me to get a 19, I have to roll a nat 20. Spoiler.
Wait, who all got 19s?
All three.
Almost.
All three of you. Okay, all three of you go at the exact same time. What did you get, Franklin?
12.
Okay. So good news. All three 19s go first. Franklin, you go second. And our frog-like friends, they go last. So, I'm going to let you guys decide which one of you wants to take the first shot, first round.
Sure, I will.
Okay.
I will just push past all of them, inhale, and exhale this breath of cold wind. Anybody within a 15-foot cone ahead of me, I'm going to try and do it where no one else gets hit.
Okay.
Try and move ahead of everybody.
Probably your best... You're probably going to have to get the first two and the third one that's kind of standing. I think the last two are going to be a little bit out of your 15-foot cone.
Okay.
Just barely.
They need to make a con saving.
Con
13.
saving throw. You said 13?
Yep.
The first one passes. Second one fails. And the last one passes.
So take 8 damage if they failed, 4 if they passed.
4 if they pass. Awesome. So you guys watch as Silver steps ahead of you. And you watch as he exhales this... It's cold energy, right?
It's cold.
This cold mist just exhales from his throat and just clouds the hallway. And you can see it putting frost on the sides of the walls and onto the floor, like right in front. You watch as the frogs start screaming out with their calls. And you can see that the frost is all over their armor. And one of the frogs to the left, the one that has the arrow in its shoulder, actually looks like it's turning blue.
And that's all I was going to do.
That's all Silver does. So we've got Raz or Vix. Which one of you would like to take the second round?
Okay.
Go
I'll
ahead.
take it. Is Silver within 5 feet of at least one of the...
He is. He's standing. He's kind of like standing in the middle of the front too. He's like right there, kind of engaged with both of those.
Then I'm going to take shoot at the same one that I shot at before, and that is a math in my head. God, this is hard. It's a 14.
A 14? That will hit again.
Okay. And I'm also going to use sneak attack.
Actually, you know what? Never mind. Hold on a second. I misread that. It will not hit. It actually does not hit. So you just barely misses it. You tried to aim almost for the other shoulder, and it just right over top of it sticks into the wall.
And then I'm just gonna sort of crouch in position. I'm
Okay.
not gonna move.
Okay. So, Vix, you're up.
I just look at one of the two next to Silver, and I'm gonna viciously mock, "Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit!" And
Yes. Okay, that is a wisdom save.
yeah,
Which one are you mocking? Is it the one with the arrow in its arm?
yeah. Let's
Okay.
go with the arrow in its arm.
Okay, what's my DC?
12.
12. Rolled an 18 on the die, so it makes it save.
And then I'm
It
just
seems
gonna-
to be having trouble understanding you.
Oh, I understand. Then I'm just gonna like quickly scamper over to the door, open it, step inside, and close it.
Okay. You guys hear as the door closes and Vix isn't around anymore. Franklin, it's your go.
I'm gonna go up and bash the one that took an arrow,
Okay.
and that's gonna be a 17 to hit
17 will hit.
and 6 damage.
All right. So as Franklin steps forward, takes the staff and just brings it across down onto this creature, because I think Franklin's pretty tall, right?
Yeah, he's really tall and really heavy.
So it's hard for him to kind of finagle the staff around here, but he's able to connect to the top of the head of this creature, and you watch as its eyes kind of roll back into its head, and it just goes onto the floor.
Franklin would have wanted to knock him out.
Okay. So he is knocked out, unconscious. He is blue, he's covered in frost, and has an arrow in his shoulder. Not a very good opening round for him. Anything else you'd like to do, Franklin?
No.
Okay. So the one that was kind of behind this is going to step forward towards Franklin with two hands on his spear, and he's going to try to thrust towards Franklin. He goes ahead and makes his attack roll.
19.
19. It just hits your shell, and you watch as the tip of this spear breaks. And it looks at it, and it's just like...
I cast Mending.
You cast Mending? Yes. And all of a sudden, the spear tip has been repaired. All of a sudden. And the frog creature's looking at his spear tip like... Very nice.
I don't care if it uses my reaction, it's funny. Even though it's not supposed to be used that way.
I am going to allow it for narrative purposes. Alright, the other one that's standing right in front of Silver, kind of stumbling a little bit, is going to take a quick kind of one-handed jab with his spear towards... Oh, and I forgot, it's actually going to try to bite you too, because it has multi-attack, so it's going to try to bite you too, Franklin.
Even though I fixed his spear?
Yeah.
I was being such a good guy.
No good deed goes unpunished.
He's kind of like, man, you shouldn't have broke it in the first place. So he tries to bite you, but he gets nothing but shell once again, as you are pretty much with that massive shell almost impenetrable. Same thing's gonna.
I don't cast Mending on his teeth.
Very nice. Silver, he tries to make a quick one-handed swipe with the spear, but you're easily able to just back away, and it whiffs right in front of your armor. And then he tries to bite at your arm as you're kind of like balancing yourself. And that's... I don't think an 11's going to hit you.
No,
Nope.
15 for me.
So you quickly pull your arm back as these look like kind of thick... They're not pointed teeth. They're more they kind of look like our teeth, just maybe a little bit wider. As it smacks down, you can hear the crunch of the teeth as they miss. Gosh. The other two look as if they're... One actually is going to step forward, I guess, since one will step forward towards Silver. The other one's going to step forward towards Franklin. And it's kind of cool the way these things move. They're trying to they're really agile and they can hop really high, but they're stuck in this 8-foot hallway. So there's like, you can see them like bouncing back and forth as they move down the hall a little bit. They're going to try to do the same thing. I'm going to have one with a swipe. This is a one-handed swipe. Franklin turns around and the spear bounces off the back of his shell, and it tries to bite him and just misses terribly, as it doesn't even come close. The other one comes up and it's hopping so much. Silver sees it coming and it drives its spear into the wall beside Silver instead. These guys are not very good, and then tries to bite Silver and accidentally bites his own spear that's sticking out of the wall. Rolled a terrible roll. They were awful. They're just looking at each other now going all these weird frog noises. And that brings us back to the top of the round. Which one of our 19s would like to go first?
Well, I'm just going to cast Armor of Agathis on myself.
Okay, so...
ouch, they have Mage Slayer.
Yeah, that would suck. And I'm just gonna basically just stand there with my shield held up and just ready for them to attack.
You guys hear Silver chanting these draconic, mystical sayings as all of a sudden his armor turns frosty and blue, and then he stays put in his position. Raz or Vix, which one of you would like to go?
I'll go next.
Okay. Yeah. Each round, since you all rolled the same, you can go in different orders if you'd like.
Okay.
Just all kind of
Awesome.
all you are kind of going at the same time.
Alright, so I'm going to try again with my bow, and that is an 18 plus 5.
Oh yeah.
Which I'm assuming
Which one were you shooting at? Currently, there's two. There's two on our turtle friend, and there's two right in front of your dragonborn friend.
I'd probably go for one of the ones that was in front of Silver.
Okay, there's one that's kind of covered in frost from Silver's frost breath. The other one looks like he's doing okay, except for the fact that he just bit his own spear.
I'll go for that one.
Okay.
And can I use sneak attack?
Yes, you can.
Because
He's within 5 feet.
Okay, awesome.
Mhm.
So that's 4, 5, 7 plus another 4 is 11.
11 points. Okay. So, Silver, as you're watching this one, it just bit his spear and it takes a step back, pulls the spear out. You watch as this arrow goes flying into its neck and just falls over. The spear just rattles to the ground.
He's gonna just turn around and say, "Nice shot."
Thanks.
Anything else you'd like to do?
Nah, I'm just sort of staying put.
Okay. Vix is up. Peeks out.
This was a really bad plan, and you shouldn't have gone through with it, viciously mocking another frog.
Okay. There's one on Silver and there's two on Franklin. Which one would you like to viciously mock?
One of the ones on the one on Silver.
One on Silver? Okay.
Yeah.
What was the DC again?
12.
Well, it makes the save. That's so good. Franklin, you're up. You've got two of them trying to attack you, and they just keep bouncing off of your shell.
I rolled a 19 to hit
Okay.
with 7 damage.
Okay, are you attacking the one that's covered in frost from the Silver's frost breath, or the one that just approached you?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll attack that one.
Okay.
It's already hurt.
So as you come across it, are you making this a lethal strike or non-lethal?
Nope. Non-lethal. Knocking him out.
Knocking him out? Okay. So as you bring it across, you swipe across his face. He kind of twists through the air as he falls to the ground, as you quickly just swipe across with the staff, and he's laying on the ground unconscious now.
Well, that's my turn.
Okay. So the other two that are standing there that remain are looking around. They're seeing two of their comrades lying on the floor. They're seeing the other one that just got an arrow sticking out of the center of its neck, lying there. There's blood starting to pour out from underneath him onto the floor. They look at each other and you hear... and they both disengage. And you watch as they both start. The last one that had the bag drops the bag, and you see them go. And they scamper on opposite sides of the stairs as they are running. It's the top of the order.
Could I catch up to them running away?
You have how much of a speed?
30 feet.
Yes, you could.
Okay.
As you're running, the one just got to like halfway up the stairs of this landing. It looks like they're having difficulty managing the steps. Their feet are bigger than the steps, and they're really having a hard time getting up the steps.
Alright, while I'm running, I'm going to cast Hexblade's Curse on one of them.
Okay.
Probably the one that's not already hurt by the frost.
Okay.
I think that one's still alive, or is that one...
Yeah, that one went to the left of the steps,
okay.
And the one that had the frost is kind of going to the right.
Okay, I'm going to go after the left one then.
Okay.
Cast that on him, and attack with my Scimitar.
Okay.
That is a 15 to hit.
That will hit as you slice your scimitar across his back.
That is 12 points of damage.
Go ahead and describe this for us as you take him out in one hit.
I just basically just run up behind him and just like thrust my scimitar straight through his back.
He slides off your sword and just lands face first on the steps.
And now just look at the other one. Smile. I'm done.
Okay.
I would also take off after them.
Okay.
I also have 30 feet, and I just need to get line of sight because I'm shooting at the other one.
Oh yeah, you come to the end of the hallway and you look to the right. You watch as Silver just went in front of you, and you heard him just drive the scimitar through the back of this one that he just put down. You look up, and the one is just really having trouble climbing the steps, and it's still covered in frost from the frost breath.
And I also got a 15.
The 15 will hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
That's 6.
6 points?
And I don't think I can get sneak attack for that.
Nope, you can't, but you can go ahead and describe this this kill for us.
So as he's, attempting to climb up the stairs, I think it would be sort of just a case of Raz just sort of coming sort of around the corner, not really aiming all that much, but just sort of letting fly, and I think it would just sort of like go up sort of through the torso at an angle, just kind of, and then out the chest.
Nice. And it's kind of like, I can imagine like Raz looking towards Silver and just going and just letting this thing go. and you hear that noise, and then all of a sudden as the body rolls down the steps at your feet, Raz. And you guys are out of initiative order.
I would like to grab the empty bag.
Okay, sure.
Or at least what we think is empty. Is there anything in it?
It's empty. You do see remnants of some kind of dirt or dust inside.
I will hand it to Raz.
Can I tell if it's coal dust?
Yeah, as you put your hand in there, looks like coal dust to you.
And then the ones I knocked out, I'm going to tie together with my rope.
Okay.
And we have...
Yep.
All right. Yep, you got 2 knocked out and tied up.
Can you guys watch these? I need to go get the captain.
I'm over there pulling out the arrow from Raz's shot, and I'm gonna bring it back to her. A very good shot.
Thanks. Watch them. Don't let anything else get through. I'll be back with the captain momentarily. And I'm going to take off towards the captain's quarters.
Okay.
And the spear hole that's in the side of the ship, I cast mending on it.
Okay. Excellent.
I currently did not leave the room. I'm scared, and I'm covering myself with coal.
Okay.
I'm gonna go look for Vix.
You're gonna go look for Vix?
Yes.
Okay. You
Open the door.
You open the door, and currently you see Vix sitting in where the he's like scooping it up towards himself, kind of like somebody burying themselves in sand at the beach.
What are you doing?
I'm not doing anything, Master Silver. I mean Silver.
It's okay. All of them, it's taken care of. No more danger. You can come outside now.
Oh, thank goodness. I push all the coal off, and I am completely covered in coal dust.
You definitely are.
Don't go near any open flames.
I have an open flame on my
Yeah, you carry an open flame with you.
Oh god. How are you not dead if you were covering yourself in coal?
Oh, goodness.
Oh god.
Alright, so Raz, you make your way up to the captain's quarters. The door is shut.
I knock on the vigorously.
You hear from beyond the door. It sounds like somebody, you just woken the captain up, and you hear some stumbling, and the door opens, and you can see that he's basically in his pajamas, and he's looking at you, and he's, what's the meaning of this?
Captain Tuttle, sir, we managed to apprehend who was stealing the coal, sir.
You did?
Yes, sir.
Seriously?
Yes, there was 5 of them, 3 are dead, 2 are prisoner.
Oh, great. Let me get my things. I'll be right down. And you,
yes, sir.
And closes the door, and you hear him he's rushing. You can hear his feet kind of running across the floor as he's getting his clothes on, and you can hear him kind of like hopping around trying to get his pants on and things like that from beyond the door. Would you wait for him, or are you going to head on down and...
I would wait for him, and as I was waiting, I would clean the blood and guts off of my arrows that I'd retrieved.
Okay. Yeah, you're cleaning them up a little bit. Eventually, after a few moments pass, the Captain Tuttle, makes his way out, and he's throwing his captain's jacket on as he's rushing out the door. Oh, so you've got them? Take me to them.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
And I lead him to the storage.
All right. So he looks at you awkwardly as they're walking. He's still happy, but he's walking, and he's like, I thought Merritt had watch tonight.
I pulled in a favor.
Oh.
Or maybe he pulled in a favor.
Oh. Fair enough. And he continues to walk behind you. You lead him back down, and he sees the dead bodies of these creatures. They look like frogs, but...
They sounded like them too, sir.
Interesting.
But we have 2 of them that
You've
survived.
Captured. Well, looks like they barely made it.
The ends justified the means.
Well, Raz, I'm impressed.
You learn skills when you're in the kitchen. And I had friends helping, so...
I don't think we give our kitchen staff credit enough.
I mean, you spend all day with knives. You gotta learn something.
Fair enough. And he looks down at the prisoners. Well, you got them all tied up. That's good. So these are the ones that have been taking our coal, huh?
I believe so, sir. They had 2 bags on them that had coal dust. And we noticed that there was some footprints, frog-like footprints around, and would match these creatures.
Why don't we go put them in the hold?
Should we frog march them up there?
But
I'm sorry.
Ow. Wait!
What is it?
I run up with some coal and I draw mustaches on their faces.
Very good, Vic. Make a performance check.
God. 14.
They look pretty good. Pretty good mustaches.
Give him a thumbs up.
I will carry the frog people to wherever the captain has me take them.
Okay. The captain leads you up 1 flight of stairs to the next floor, and there is a small area that's kind of like a what they call the hold. It's basically a prison chamber, very small. And these guys are sleeping pretty well. They're knocked out, so they might not be up for another couple of hours from the thwacking they took from Franklin. So
one of them's probably gone into hibernation from the frost.
Possibly, yes. So they're in there, and all the rest of the crew from the commotion and things, a lot of the other crew members are starting to wake up, and you guys notice Merritt and Otto and Gabriel kind of half asleep as they're kind of moving around, looking around, and they look...
Oh, hi, Megan.
Merritt just glares at Franklin. The captain looks towards Merritt and kind of just smiles towards Merritt. Guess you made a wise choice having Raz guard the stores tonight. Caught the those thieving, I guess, frog people.
It's okay, Megan probably couldn't have done it.
Who's Megan? The captain's looking all confused.
And I'm just gonna point at Merritt.
You see, Merritt's face is turning bright red, like the blood is just boiling. And his...
Franklin, just perhaps be quiet for a bit, please.
I'm not talking very loud.
No, he has very delicate pride, and at this point it wouldn't serve us well to injure that.
Well, maybe he shouldn't be so sensitive.
Hey, Megan, I'm sorry for my friend making you feel bad. I'm Vix. I hold up my head.
At this point, I am muttering to myself, this was a horrible idea.
The captain's looking around, kind of confused by this whole situation. He's not really sure what's going on between all of you, and looks towards you, Raz, and I wonder what in the world these frog people have been doing with our coal. Why are they taking it?
I don't know, sir.
Huh. It's been terrible having to try to deal with this coal shortage. We haven't been able to move this ship in such a long time.
I don't know what use they would have to it. I think we'll have to wait until they wake up and we can question them. They didn't really seem to understand common, though, so we'll have to find some other way of communicating.
Oh, Franklin can talk to animals.
Yes, I can, for about 20 minutes a day, and I've already used 10 minutes.
Franklin is so specific in his abilities. He's great.
Well, it's... At least we can try, you know.
Okay. So...
Perhaps we should send someone else to guard coal storage in case they have reinforcements off the ship.
Oh, Captain looks at you and he's like, yeah, sure, that sounds like a great idea. And he looks over at Merritt. Well, looks like you're back on post. And Merritt's just like, yes, sir. And looks towards you, kind of glares at you, then looks towards Franklin. Just squints his eyes a little harder. Then looks down at Vix.
I wave at him.
Looks down at Vix.
I do a little shadow puppet for it.
he like points to his two eyes and then points right to Vix. Doing the I'm watching you kind of gesture with his hands.
Did I do something wrong? I turned to everyone. I don't feel like I said anything wrong. But he looked at me angry.
It's fine. Just let him go. We'll be gone soon enough.
As Merritt walks off, Otto follows behind, and Gabriel walks backwards for a few steps, just looking at all of you, and then turns around. His glare is the last thing that moves from you as he makes his way with Merritt and Otto down the hall. heading their way back down to the coal stores.
Could I mage hand under his foot as he goes to put it down to try to trip him?
Sure. Since you're mage handing this, let's call it an Arcana check.
Okay. That's a 3.
You try, but your mage hand just misses. Lucky for you, he didn't really notice the hand in the first place. You were the only one that really knew what was going on, and he just continues to walk down the hall. Nice.
So can I go back to sleep now?
Yeah. Thank you, Silver.
No problem.
Do you guys all, at this point, would one of you or a few of you wait till the frog creatures woke up, or would you just go ahead and take a long rest and worry about it in the morning?
Is there anyone that's going to be guarding said frogs?
The captain can put a guard on it. He's got Edward ready. It's slim pickings here on this ship right now.
It's okay. Franklin will stay by the cage with the frogs.
Oh, you'll sleep in there with the frogs?
No, I'm gonna sleep in the same room.
Okay.
Just not in the cage.
Okay. There's not really a cage. The room itself is kind of like the prison. So it'd be kind of like Franklin would be in prison with the 2 frogs, but that would be about all the room you guys would have. You would basically be snuggling with these guys.
Okay. I'll be outside the door then.
Yeah, okay.
And I'll take a long rest like that. But I'm going to be in my shell defense, so I pull all my body into my shell while
Excellent.
Which makes my AC go up by 4.
Dang.
All right. So Franklin agrees to guard the prisoners from inside the comforts of his mobile home, so to speak. And the rest of you are going to...
I'm going out to the deck.
Yeah, I would also go to the deck.
Okay.
Yeah, sleep on the deck.
Yep. As you guys go out to the deck, the frogs aren't chirping near as loud as they were before. It just sounds like a normal day here in the swampy parts of the moor. A normal evening, I guess I should say. And you guys all unroll your bedrolls and have yourself a long rest. And as the sun starts to come up for the next day, you guys get the benefits of a long rest, so if you need to get some spell slots back or anything, you guys can do that now. Franklin, you're actually awoken to what sounds like a bunch of croaking noises coming from the door that you're guarding.
I'll continue to wait patiently.
Okay.
As soon as I wake up, I would have gone back to the room with the frogs.
Okay. Yeah, as you head there, the captain is there. He's talking to another crewman. They're trying to they're just having a lot of conversation about why these creatures would be taking the coal. They seem to be having they have no idea. They just know that it's burdening them. It's burdening this whole mission they have. It's just kind of stumping them. Captain's
Morning,
there.
Captain.
Morning, the hero of the hour.
I was just doing my duty, sir.
Now, if only we knew what they were saying in there. All you hear is...
I would look over toward Franklin's shell and... Franklin, are you awake? You are muted.
Yeah, you're muted, bud. There you go.
I will come out of my shell and say, yes, I'm awake.
Franklin's head's the first thing that pops out. as you see it.
Do you think you'd be able to speak with them?
I can try. I can't speak with animals.
Okay.
Does it work?
What are you saying?
No, I'm just seeing if I understand them first.
Okay. These are not technically animals. So the sound sounds exactly the same. It's kind of like a croaking noise. sounds like a frog, but not a frog.
Well, they're not speaking any language that can be considered animal.
Okay.
Perhaps their own frog language.
I wonder if a frog could understand them. Because you could speak to a frog. If a frog understood them, they could translate back to you.
I can try.
Worth a
I'm
try.
gonna go like call out for a frog.
You're gonna call out for a frog?
Yeah, I'm gonna like croak for a frog to come to me.
Okay, okay. So you still have speak with animals going. So you basically go out and you croak. You ask for a frog to come. Eventually, this green frog hops up onto the deck and then hops onto your shoulder.
Can you understand what these guys are saying? As I bring him downstairs to where they're croaking.
Their croaking is a little strange, but I think I can understand.
Can you please tell me what they're saying?
They say, "Get me out of here."
I'm repeating it exactly as he says it.
And to the rest of you, it sounds like ribbit, 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 ribbit. This little frog on his shoulder.
Can he talk to them?
Are you able to speak to them?
I can try.
Please tell them hello.
He told him hello in frog.
Is there any response?
You hear?
Do they respond?
They start going. They said, get rope off.
They want me to take my rope off of them.
Can he ask them why they took the coal?
Can you ask them why they were taking the coal from the ship?
And you hear back. And he looks towards you and says, they said Miss May needed it.
They said that Miss May needed it. Where is Miss May?
All this frog noises back and forth. You guys are translating. It's hurting my throat, so I can't keep it up. And basically, the gist that Franklin gets is the frog kind of looks back at you and says, "They said it's Miss May in their cave."
And where is their cave at?
Just a few miles from here.
Did they give you a direction?
No, but I can ask again.
Could you please?
Sure. And then the frog just, you see a fly start buzzing around. Starts asking again. And they said to the west.
Thank you. Any more questions?
West was where we heard the voice coming from, right? The voice that...
Franklin, Vix, and Silverwood all know that yes.
Okay.
No!
Would they be willing to take us there if we gave them something for their trouble?
Would they be willing to take us there if we deliver some coal?
They say they would be willing to take you there as long as you don't make Miss May angry, and if you could set their people free.
Well, I didn't translate that one because now I'm going to immediately ask, are there people enslaved?
And eventually you get a response. Yes.
Now I'll say, their people are enslaved. And we have to try not to anger Miss May and maybe free their people, and then they'll come show us where it's at.
Did they say what this Miss May is?
I would assume it's their leader.
Or master?
Probably both.
I mean, it's our best shot to try and stop, so...
I will open the door.
Okay. You open the door
And can you tell them that we will assist them?
you hold out your little frog friend on your hand. And they seem to respond. They don't seem to be showing any signs of aggression towards you, Franklin. Although they do have quite a few lumps on their head from you, so I think they're a little bit fearful of you as well.
That's because I said no bad boy and I put them in their place.
All right, you untie the rope. The rope unravels from them and just lands on the floor before you. They don't seem to run.
And then I will give the frogs some swamp lettuce and let him go on his way.
Okay, he takes a big bite of swamp lettuce and you hear him, "Thank you.
You're welcome.
My name is Jibby.
My name is Franklin.
Nice to meet you."
Nice to meet you too.
And then he watches he bounces down the hall and he disappears. Mm-hmm. And at that point, we're going to call the end of our session for this evening because we're a little bit over time. Woo! So congratulations, everybody. You can take a level, everybody. You guys are level 2. Congratulations.
We did it!
Awesome.
Congratulations, crew. That was an awesome session. You guys did a fantastic job. And, discovered some new things about what's been going on here on the Lockjaw. Anybody have any last-minute remarks or anything before we go offline for this evening?
I'm going to have a haircut and a cleanly shaven beard next time you see me.
Oh, yeah, because it'll be the end of No Shave November, correct? Oh,
exactly.
There we go.
Yep.
There we go.
Ready.
Sorry, but I'm also going to participate and decided not to shave December.
Nice. Very cool.
I can't do that.
Well, thank you, everybody who tuned in tonight. Thank you so much for the bits. We do appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight. I did so many frog croaks tonight that my throat is killing me. It's been a fantastic episode of Delve and Dash. I believe we will be... I think we're all good for next week. Is that correct, everybody?
Yes.
I think we're all good for next week.
I believe so.
Yes. I might be late.
Might be late? Okay, that's fine. I mean, we'll figure out the ways that we can work around it. And those of you that are watching, we can update you on Twitter as more becomes available. So check us out next time that you're here. And until then, make sure you don't forget to add that proficiency bonus. The next time you see these guys, they will be sporting level 2. So we're excited about the next episode of Delve and Dash. And we will see you guys next time. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.